There we go. You are live. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hey, everybody. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm using my new toy. My new toy today. I got a new mic and I'm trying it out. So I'm gonna go to one of the platforms where wow, you guys can hear me really clear. Okay. So that's awesome. You guys can hear me really well now. I like that. I like that. Um, fun fact, fun fact. I grew up in church and I've always sang in the choir. Um, I've always sang in the choir. My mom put me in the children's choir when I was 3, so I was one of those little kids, going up and singing with the children's choir. But I sang from the children's choir to the teenage choir to the young adult choir. Um, I don't think I got past the young adult choir at the church that I grew up in. But I when I moved to another church where, I moved to another church where God just introduced me to the Holy Spirit. Um, but I moved to another church where I could, just learn and know God for myself. And that's where I was part of a praise team. It started out with me being part of the choir. And so I was part of the choir and I was cool with the choir because that's me and a whole bunch of other voices. So, mind you, at home, I would sing a lot. In the shower, I would sing a lot. I would do all that stuff at home, but I really was not comfortable singing in front of a bunch of people by myself. That I wasn't comfortable with. But here's what happened. Don't know why I'm telling you this story, but I'm going to tell it anyway. So, here's what happened. By the way, let me introduce what's happening today. My name is Bess Parks, and I am the founder of the Single Moms Level Up, and also um, the Single Moms Club private Facebook group. So anyway, I wanted to introduce that, and then also tell you that yes, you are in the right place. This is day 4 of Without Fear of Doing It Alone, a working single mom's journey. So there's some things that I'm sharing, and of course, you can share some of your things if some of these things like ring a bell or maybe it triggers a thought or something. By all means, share. That's how you also get an opportunity to win a single mom queen kit. That single mom queen kit is for real, y'all. It's for real. I just sent some out and we had like some back order issues, product issues. They had to replace some things. But those boxes went out, and from what I know, what the one person that told me that she got her box, I know that she's got it, and so I'm pretty sure the other ones do too. I'm going to reach out to you tonight just to be sure you got your box, because if not, I need to track it and find out where it is. That box is something that somebody would want to take for themselves, because it is definitely full to the brim with some self-care products and some self-love. um there's a self-love journal in there as well. It's a focus journal that's in there as well, but definitely a lot of self care products that are in there, and a little note for me. So anyway, here's the rest of that story, is that I wasn't really comfortable with singing in front of people where I was by myself. I had not done a solo. Um, and my one time that they did pull me out to sing in a trio, I was so scared. I was so scared that I would mess up, that I started crying. And so then everybody was cheering me on and everything. This was the church that I grew up in, so everybody knew me. They knew my mom, and it was, we all knew each other, and they were cheering me on and all that. And so I sang, but I was crying the whole time. And it wasn't because I had the Holy Spirit either. It was because I was terrified to be singled out like that. But when I heard our voices blend together, um, it was a beautiful sound, and so I kept singing, and I don't know how I got through that, but I did. And my mom was proud of me, and some of the other, mothers of the church and people were proud of me for making it through. But I was so terrified, but I did it anyway, even though I was crying the whole time. And it was just like sobbing tears. It wasn't like that ugly cry, but I did it. But that was like a terrifying moment, and I just remember that in my head all the time. So I never would volunteer to sing a solo. um the one time that I did volunteer, then somebody that usually sings a solo also wanted to sing the song. So of course they went with the person that they knew for sure would make it through the whole entire song. But anyway, when I moved to this other church and I was singing in the choir had gotten so small, because people were leaving and moving on to the other churches, opening churches, and whatever else was going on, all that church stuff. And it ended up being two sopranos, two tenors, and I think three or four altos. I'm a soprano, and so that meant that I was on a mic by myself. She was on a mic, I was on a mic. And so I was in the mic, and I had become very okay with it, because and comfortable there with it, because one of the choir teachers, and some of the things that I had learned over the years by going to visual arts camp at Cal State Dominguez Hills in California, Carson, California. And I went to Cal State Dominguez, and um, I went through a visual arts camp. I had went 2 years in a row. I had participated in workshops at church where professional singers were coming in because they knew our choir director, and there were workshops that we did. You paid your $10, $15, whatever, you got a t-shirt, and you did all this workshop, and then there was a big huge concert. So I had gotten comfortable with it, and so I had you know uh I had sung, since I was 3, and had been singing in the choir all the way into my 20s. And I got very, very comfortable with it. I got comfortable and found my voice. I learned how to project, and uh, some people were a little uncomfortable with my projection because the thing was is that I was able. Oftentimes, I was able to hold the whole entire soprano section, um, with myself and somebody else. I learned how to blend. I learned how to do all of those things. So that was all in relationship because of who I was singing with, and my choir director. So today our subject is, this is a good little segue. Today our subject is a topic is session topic is relationships. So in relationships, we have to participate. We have to be willing to do some things in our relationships with other people. And so now we're talking about other people. We did all the stuff with ourselves because that's required. We need to do some things within ourselves, on the outside of ourselves, and physically for ourselves, so that we can have better relationships with other people. That includes our kids. Matter of fact, it starts with our kids because our kids are with us 24/7. You know what I'm saying? So our kids are with us 24/7. So they get the real of us all the time, you know, because kids will bring out the real you real quick. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I believe is a gift, is that your kids bring you to your real self. And if some of those things that come out of your mouth are harsh, mean and evil, um, you might need to go back and do some things, for yourself. Do some heart healing, get some counseling, do some journaling, you know, all of that, is something that needs to be done in order for our relationships to be better. Another thing with our relationships, since we're talking about that, is boundaries. What I've learned is that boundaries are not just boundaries for other people, but boundaries for us too. We need to make boundaries for ourselves, and then the boundaries you give to other people, we ourselves need to, single moms, we need to respect our own boundaries that we have given to other people. Some people, most people will not like the boundaries. You know what I'm saying? They won't like the boundaries, and that's okay. You know, um, generally the reason why those people don't like the boundaries is because they're trying to control something, and they're not able to do what they want to do because there's now a boundary. um and so, that's just how it is. So, when it comes to people that are not um and I'm not saying they're catering to you, but people that are not nurturing, and not even nurturing, that's not the word I want to say. People that aren't encouraging, and people that don't speak to you in love and correct you in love, and that aren't trying that don't want to allow you to be yourself, as they voice their opinion, but aren't trying to make you do what they say, um will have a hard time with boundaries. They'll have a hard time with boundaries, but we have to respect our own boundaries and stop trying to people please. And, oh, well, it looks like they're doing this or they're doing that. And because they're doing this or doing that doesn't mean that you have to release that boundary. That means you need to keep the boundary where it is, because now they're understanding what the relationship is and how they need to allow you space to be yourself. So we need spaces to be ourselves, so that we can explore ourselves, make our own decisions. Yeah, we're the ones that have to live with whatever decisions that we make. And we don't want to make decisions based on somebody that is causing static, and causing turmoil, and speaking okay and speaking ill things towards you or whatever, because you don't do what they tell you to do or want what they want you to do. That's not a true relation. That's not a it's a relationship, but and I was going to say that's not a true relationship. It's not a healthy relationship. There we go. That's the word I want to use. It's not a healthy relationship if somebody is constantly trying to manipulate you to do things that they do, or to believe and think the way they do, and not give you space to believe and the way that you want, that help you allow you space to work out things for yourself. I have come to realize, especially even with our kids, once our kids turn 18, um, then it is our what we have to say becomes just opinion. We can't make them do anything. They're gonna make their own decision. And even when they're younger, as they get into, especially like those teenage years, and they're have the hormones and whatever else going on, they're going to make some decisions on their own. We as parents have got to trust that what we put in them when they were younger, between when you birth them, all the way to 5 years old, 3 to 5 years old, that's where we put in the morals. That's where we put in the behaviors that they should have, um they should exhibit when they're in places, inside voice, outside voice. All of that is where we put all that in them, and say please and thank you, and basically the home training. That's where that all comes in. That then our kids are getting introduced to preschool, pre-K, school, and now they got all these other influence teachers, and the school, what I want to say, the school, rules and whatever else, and the school dynamic, that's what I want to say. The school dynamic and all of that that's going on. And now all these other things are coming in and trying to influence and guide and whatever your children. But if we put that foundation in them, then they will have better relationships with themselves. They will have better relationships with others, but know that they're going to go through some things because of these other influences, and definitely the cell phones, social media, and all that stuff. Because things change. Things change, and we have to keep open dialogues, conversations with our children, not just with our children, but with our parents as well, because as our parents get older, they don't understand all this social media stuff. And if our parents are willing, and if they are open to having conversations and things, then we could do that. But you want to be that for your kid. We want to be that. I'm not going to say you, we, because I'm including myself too, need to keep the lines of communication open with our kids. And the way that we do that is to remain always learning, willing to learn new things, having conversations, reaching out to our kids, definitely praying for our kids, especially when they move out of the house and you have no idea what they may or may not be getting into. You want to pray over your kids. If it wasn't for the prayers of my mother, child, I don't know where I would be. Even because I remember a lot of when I was a teenager and in high school and stuff. Those are awkward times where you're trying to fit in and everything. And you're finding out, starting to begin to find out who you are, especially around 15, 16, and that area, and you're getting some more freedoms from your parents. And so you're out and doing things that you may or may not, probably shouldn't be doing. But and then when you become a young adult, you just think it's freedom, especially if you move out and you start really just experimenting and finding out, do I like this? Do I not like this? I'm going to try this, da, 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 da. But sometimes that can go too far. But if we have, um as especially, as single moms and, parents, if we instill the foundation for our children, then they will make some better decisions. They will have a boundary. And when they get to it, they'll stop and back up. How do I know this? How do I know this? I know this because my mom instilled some things into me. And when it got to that point where some things were happening around me with some friends making some decisions that I was like, oh, snap. I don't know if yeah. I need to back up from that, and I didn't really know how, because these were longtime friends, but they were making some decisions that could cost me, um, could cost me, to cause me to be incarcerated, you know, cause me to go to jail, um, cause somebody to possibly get hurt, because you never know. I was like, this is not for me. And so I know what I had to do as a young adult teen, still in my teens, like 17. I think I was like 18, 19, somewhere in there, 18, 19, 20, somewhere, all in there. I had to pray, y'all. I had to pray, because I had to pray that I could get out of that situation and remove myself from those people, because now their mindset and where they were trying to go was not anywhere I wanted to go. I wasn't willing to go to jail. I wasn't willing to hurt anybody. I wasn't willing to steal, rob, or whatever they were getting and plotting and planning to do. I wasn't willing to do that, and so because of what my mom instilled in me, I there that boundary kicked in. And because my mom did give me boundaries when I was younger, I believe that that's what saved me from getting into a lot of trouble. Okay. um Mind you, that doesn't mean that I didn't do other things, but that I wasn't doing. I wasn't doing that. But I dang it, every time I come on here, I get to telling on myself. Okay, so let me just put it out there. I used to drink, y'all. I mean, drank. Um, I and it was a lot of it was social drinking, but my thing was is I was so uncomfortable being out in the clubs and being around these big crowds of people and guys approaching me not knowing what to say and just feeling so uncomfortable that I would drink in order to get that liquid courage, as they say. So I would do that, and then when I found some drinks that I liked, I had this thing that I would do. So this is crazy. Let me tell you what I used to do. I know we're talking about relationships, but this is part of it too. So I had friends, and I was very friendly and flirtatious, you know, friendly, flirtatious, and everything was tight and right. And so I used that to get into clubs. I used that to get to know guys and whatever else. And I attracted a lot of attention. So so I would go to the club, and this is what I would do. I would have 2 shots of Cuervo Gold tequila. Ciao. Cuervo Gold tequila. And then I would have 2 margaritas with Myers rum in it, mixed with Myers rum, and then that was it for the night. I'd have 4 drinks, and that was it for the night, and then I would, drink water the rest of the night, and I constantly was just, flushing and going to the bathroom. Why I'm telling you all that, I don't know, but this is part of the relationships. Um, this is part of relationships, and so, the relationships that I had with the people that I was going out and doing these things with, I think we all had something in common. So that was the relationship between us, between these girlfriends of mine, and we had all of that in common. And that's what a lot of people do in their 20s is you go out and do all these things. And so I would do that, but if I wasn't going out to clubs and stuff, I wasn't drinking at all. I wasn't drinking. I did go to a couple of wine tasting and all that stuff towards my later 20s, mid to late 20s. I was doing that. And I went to wine tasting and all that stuff, and that was kind of fun. But I also realized that I don't drink a whole bottle of wine by myself. So I didn't often buy that stuff. Um you got the cute little wine stoppers, but all that drinking and stuff was not. I didn't like how I felt afterwards. I didn't like how it took me a couple days to get back to myself. And so in the relationships and doing things alone, um, you don't have to be alone. You can get with a community of single moms like we have here in the Single Moms Club, where we meet once a month. But if you'd like to meet more times a month, there is something I would like to offer you. And I know this is not for everybody. I know for a fact that this is not for everybody. So don't get your panties in a wad. Um, I'm not trying to make everybody do this. If there's anybody that's just interested in and meeting more often, more like once a week, having some book clubs, some deeper discussions, where it's not just I'll try to still keep it to 30 minutes, but it may need to go to an hour, especially if we're doing things like deeper discussions and book clubs and all that. But uh sometimes you just need a group of people to do some of these things with, and that's what I'm offering to you guys tonight, to have some relationships. And understand this, that I have come to realize, and I'm part of some groups on, virtual groups, where I've never met some of these people, and I have some really good relationships with them. I could text them, I could, send them emails or whatever, and they can help me out with whatever it is that I'm asking about. I'm part of this entrepreneur, Kingdom Entrepreneur community. And let me see. I'm trying to find the slide that I'm looking for here. Um, okay, so I think I found it. I'm sorry, I like kind of stopped talking. Um, so I part of this community, and I didn't think that this was possible to form relationships with people that are, on this virtual stuff. I was like, how is that possible? But I've had it. I've had it and I've experienced it. And I was like, this is crazy. This is nuts that you could do this. I was like, this is like kind of incredible. So so know that we could have a community of single moms where we meet on a weekly basis and we can talk and have weekly single mom chats. We could have book clubs. We could have projects that we work on together, helping and encourage each other on a weekly basis. Of course, we will be in the monthly events. We'll attend those, so that will be part of our weekly get-togethers. And I'm going to share my screen and give you guys this opportunity to be a part of or to consider being a part of this membership. Mind you, it's a paid membership because there's a lot that goes into it, and the resources that are available are something that you would want to keep and uh, uh, print out, and we do like weekly basis and come in monthly and participate with the rest of the single moms in the Single Moms Club. So here it is. And again, I'm going to keep saying it. I know this is not for everybody. Um, this is the Single Moms Level Up membership program. It's okay, there it goes. It's transmitting. Okay, so this is the Single Moms Level Up membership program. You will get unlimited access to whatever webinars and sessions that we have, the replays. You'll get unlimited access to encouragement replays, which is what we do in the Single Moms Club. You'll get the self-education resources, which I used to give away free in the Single Moms Club, but that stopped about a month ago. So now, yeah, in order to get that resource, you would have to be part of the Single Moms Level Up membership. Um, and or you would have to purchase it um on my store, which is you can that are available for purchase. And then, well, like I said, we'll have the single mom weekly talk sessions. You'll get first notice of all the swag products. You'll get first notice of what's in the Single Moms Queen box for the giveaway. So then you'll know, hey, I'd like to have those things and participate in that. It doesn't take much to win the box. I mean, all you got to do is just hit a like or put a comment in or even go live and share your biggest takeaway from the session. It's that simple. And that puts you in there. If there's not a bunch of people that are participating in that and doing that, you could win it just by doing it one time, just by making one comment or just by making one like or whatever. It, it could end up being you. So I have come in. So they got a single mom queen kit, and it's a box. It's a box that gets sent to you. So anyway, you'll find out, and I usually fill it with a lot of stuff. Even this last time I couldn't even fit everything in there. Some of the stuff I need to ship it separately. Sometimes I go a little crazy with it, just because I like the products and I want to share with other people. Then you'll also get 2 tickets to a the live single moms conference, which is going to happen later on this year. I will let you guys know when that gets closer, when the dates are. All the speakers are being are confirming and starting to come in and have their sessions. It is a pretty neat thing. It's the first annual one, and yes, it will happen once a year. We're starting with virtual, and then eventually we'll go into having a hybrid of a virtual and in person. And it's exciting news, you guys. We're growing and getting bigger and everything. Payment plans are available. You can go to www.singlemomslevelup.com, and you can see what the payment options are there. Like I said, this is not for everybody. I'm not, uh, gonna keep going on and on about this. This is it, y'all. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. So this is me saying it. I'll leave the website information to scroll down at the bottom, but that's the most you're gonna hear from me about that. Um, but if you want to be a part of the Single Moms membership, go to the website and find out more information about that there. I thank you guys so much for watching live in the Single Moms Club, for watching live on the Single Moms Level Up YouTube page. There are some changes coming to the YouTube page. It is actually after this month, it's not going to be broadcasting this it's no longer going to be broadcasting the events for the monthly events. It's going to switch into a podcast where once a week we will have discussions about I don't know. I'm sorry, that's my daughter. She keeps texting me stuff. I'm trying not to read it, but when it's your child, you can't help yourself. But anyway, the Single Moms Level Up channel is going to change to a podcast, and we will podcast on YouTube, and we will be getting it to where the podcast is also available on wherever you listen to your local podcast. But that is coming up, so we're gonna not be broadcasting the single mom events any longer through the Single Moms YouTube page, but we are going to switch it to the Single Moms Level Up podcast. So look out for that, y'all. So if you have people that say they don't have Facebook and they want to participate because you've been hearing all these things that you're saying about being a part of the Single Moms Club and these events, then they can go watch the podcast, because some of the things that we talk about here, I'll turn around and have some of those conversations there, and bring on guest speakers and all things like that as well. It's really exciting. Things are expanding. We're making things more available to single moms so that we all can level up, so that we all can go from just surviving to CEO in every area of our lives, through self-care, self-love, and supporting each in community. This is what we need, y'all. This is what single moms need. We need a community where we have people, single moms, not just people, but single moms that know what we're going through, that maybe they could share their story, and that has something to do with what you might be going through, or something you end up going through later on that can help you out. You know what I'm saying? That's what we single moms need. And so I want to be a part of that, and provide you with that help and that resource. So I'm providing some of these outlets for you to be a part and participate. So went a little over today. So sorry, because I wanted to let you in on some of the things that are happening and the changes that are coming. And I want you guys to have the best night, morning, or whenever you're watching this. Thank you for watching live. Thank you for watching the replays. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for inviting other moms, and have a great time, you guys. Have Have a great time sleeping, have a great time changing, have a great time being a single mom. You're chosen. You're chosen. You're making CEO decisions already and you don't realize it. There's something that you are being destined to do after you raise your kids. Once the kids turn 18, and or 18 and they start moving on in their own, moving out on their own and doing their own things and whatever else. Once they start doing all that, there's something we're supposed to do, and that's what single motherhood is preparing us for. It's a journey, and it is an assignment that we have been called to. So know that you're going to be all right. Know that you're okay. Know that you are not by yourselves, and we are here to walk with you in this journey and share our stories with you so that we can help each other in each and every, in all of the areas of our lives. So much love. Hashtag single moms level up. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to talk about money. So be a part of that conversation, because money is like one of the crucial things in being a single mom. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love, and hashtag single moms level up. Bye.